So much of field sports is about tradition. Well, Fieldsports Channel turned 14 at the weekend, and on our very first show we featured a young Roy Lupton calling in roebucks with his mentor John Tobin. David and Roy have filmed every roe rut since. It did look like 2023 was going to be the start of the end of that particular tradition, with the cameraman missing in action.
So we've not missed a roe rut, and I thought this year David was going to miss it, but the roe rut is still going on. We were out last night and we had some fantastic responses.
So what sort of responses have you had?
Oh, we've had some amazing responses, David, but you've not been here.
Come
You've
on,
not been here.
come on, seriously,
No,
how close have they been?
Have
Have been running over you?
Not far off. Shh, David, we're stalking.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, Chris. You would have thought after 14 years, come on. She's really coming now.
Roy's first attempt is a bit of a damp squib. He does have the ear of a nearby doe. Then a roebuck at the bottom of a field grabs his attention. We use a helpful heap of dung to disguise our intentions.
Right, we've got a buck and a doe. Hang on, let's just see if we can. He's following her in. She's obviously quite a hot doe. He doesn't want to leave her. It's just whether or not she takes him off into the wood, and then we lose contact with him. Just see if we can get them to interact.
Its intentions and attentions are not with us, and Roy struggles to pull it away. This may not matter, as we have a late arrival to this particular party.
Hopefully he won't get scent of that doe. The other buck's not sure whether to come in for a fight or to stay with his girlfriend. We've got this youngster coming in. We'll see how close we can get him. So that was a lovely, lovely little call there. And you could see that buck was absolutely torn between coming at the younger buck and keeping him away from the doe and staying with his doe. But you can see he's absolutely wired on her, so she must be in heat at the moment. And when you think he's come over from the very far corner of that wood, again, that's a superb, lovely, lovely little call.
At the end, the buck is just 30 yards away, and because of the high cover, Roy chooses to take a headshot.
So yeah, about 30 yards he came into, and he should eat incredibly well. And I think the evening is still young. We should still have a bit of time to go and have another call and see if anybody else fancies being serenaded.
With the buck cleaned and in the boot, we continue our rut outing. There are deer aplenty. Not the ones we want. Roy spots a mature muntjac buck heading into cover. As these calls work for muntjac too, he decides to try and bring it in closer. What pops out is not what we expected. It's a younger animal.
You want him? Oh, not quite what I was expecting to come out. We did see a really big muntjac buck as we came down here go in, but that certainly wasn't the one that we saw go in. That's a nice little youngster, but again, a fantastic animal for the table. So we'll pick him up quickly, but we've still got half an hour of daylight and it's starting to feel really, really muggy at the moment. So yeah, we could still be in the chance of some really good rut action if we just get to another area. And obviously there's bucks that are active, so we're just going to try and move around as much as we can in the last half an hour.
You do like to mix it up as an evening, don't you?
It's always nice to have a mixed bag, isn't it?
I know, but you make it really difficult for me to write a title on YouTube. It's never one thing. Roy does this, 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 and this.
At least it's never boring.
Never dull.
Never dull, darling, never dull. Apart from my knives. And David's wit.
Oh. Outrageous.
Outrageous, darling, outrageous. You want it? The velvet is just starting to come away at the tips there. So it's velvet up here. So, and obviously they've got a very long pedicle, as we've explained before with muntjac, and then just tiny little antlers in their first year. But that was about the best shot that I had, because where he was standing on, if I tried to take him in here, he was quartering on far too much. So the only shot I had there was straight in the neck. But again, absolutely spot on. He will eat superbly. And we have another one for the larder. Hopefully, if we can get to another spot that we've not disturbed and David hasn't flashed at, then we might find another buck.
With another deer for the Lupton household, Roy still hopes for one last roe reaction.
I think that is it for our filming of the 2023 rut. It is just about getting out there and witnessing nature and obviously putting food on the table. So yeah, you just can't get better.
It doesn't come, but we came, we saw, we called, and together with Lord Lupton, we celebrated the 2023 roe rut. It's traditional.